Hello, YouTube and social media. Alright, well, I am making this video tonight, trying to reach out to all of you dads out there. And moms, I guess. I don't know, it's a pretty touchy subject. The parents out there working their butts off to actually be able to be around their children. The good parents, and you know who you are. I'm going to tell you a little bit of my story in hopes that all you parents out there are not going to give up. Don't ever think that you're bad parents because of hearsay. Don't ever think that you're not worthy of being a good parent. We all go through a lot of stuff, and I guess this is my take on it. I'm from Spearfish, South Dakota. I had moved to Pierre when my children were born. I was living in Pierre up until recently, the last few months. And for years, I was trying to get out of a bad relationship. And trying to get out of that relationship, I was threatened more times than one and actually thrown in jail once, twice actually. The first time was I had everything packed in my vehicle. The back of my Tahoe, I had all my clothes, everything I owned, packed up, ready to go, packed in the back, and I had told her we were done. This happened about 2 years ago, and on my way out the door, she called the police, said I had tried to commit suicide. I had a job interview the next day. They put me in jail, missed the job interview. No place else to go. Went back home. I really needed to get out of that situation. I was dealing with, I wouldn't say just cheating, but cheating in front of me. Literally, I would walk in the door, see this woman taking nude photos of herself, literally watching her do it. And I would, of course, I called her out on it. You know, I said, what the hell are you doing? What's going on here? She looked at me and acted like she didn't do anything. I mean, I physically would watch this woman take nude pictures of herself, and for some reason, she would call me out. I never understood. This happened quite a few times, to the point where I walked into her again in the bathroom taking nude pictures of herself and tried to take her phone. I said, this is ridiculous. We're not doing this. She broke my nose, eye socket, blood everywhere. She was taken to jail for the night, and nothing else happened. Nothing. I believe she paid like a $75 fine, and she was good to go. You know, nothing happened. This continued to happen every time I would try to leave. I would catch her cheating. She would, you know, back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth for years. I finally took a job where I worked on the road. I was climbing cell phone towers throughout the country, and I had to get out of this situation. There's no way around it. We have two beautiful children, 7 and 6 now. 7 and 6. Peyton and Rylan, my babies. Um, at this point, she has a restraining order against me. What happened was about 6 months ago or so, I gave her $100 to put in for gas and go see her family in the hills. I had to sneak out of the house so that she wouldn't call the police on me and get me thrown in jail for something after accusing me of beating her, smacking her around, which I would never do. I've been accused of a lot of things, and I unfortunately live now 1,000 miles away from home. I am looked at as a deadbeat dad just because of the fact that I had to get away from this woman. I know for a fact, being within driving distance, I would get thrown in jail. She would use the police department against me just to keep me around. But in the court's eyes, her eyes, it doesn't matter. I live now 936 miles from home. I miss my kids so much. And I cannot be around them for the simple fact that if I come anywhere near them, this woman will accuse me or do something. I don't know. I thought I was a step ahead. She is obviously beyond that. I cannot be around them because the other day I was served with a restraining order. Let's keep in mind, I live in Manitowoc, Wisconsin now. I was living in Pierre, South Dakota. That means I'm about 900 miles away from home. And I was served with a restraining order that is asking me to go back to Pierre. That's you gotta understand how stupid that is. This woman is the reason for a restraining order is because somebody is scared for their life or doesn't want somebody around, blah blah blah. I have been trying my best to literally go as far away from this woman as I possibly can to better myself so I can be a goddamn dad without being thrown in jail or something else crazy. And she actually gets a restraining order against me, living 1,000 miles away. It went through. The judge actually cleared this stuff. So what happens is, after the sheriff gave me the paperwork, they say you have to be in court in 2 weeks. I told the sheriff, I said, the point of a restraining order is question mark. What is it? And then the sheriff replied with, because somebody is scared of, somebody else hurting them or causing physical harm. I said, well, I'm 1,000 miles away. So can you please explain what physical harm or worries she would have? And he replied with, he's just doing his job, which is true. That's true. He's doing his job. But any judge that would read for more than 2 seconds could understand that I'm trying to get away from this woman. This woman is trying to ruin my life. It's embarrassing. I have the paperwork right here. Hold on one sec. And we'll go over this. There's a few things. I guess I can understand why a judge would look at this and you know, have some reasoning, maybe. I guess I don't know how 100% understand why. But bear with me, this is a very difficult read. I had left the house with my kids at 8:30 p.m. to get pain reliever for my son and ended up staying the night at a friend's house. The respondent didn't like that. I was not home and we were staying at an on a school night. I would assume she's saying staying at someone's on a school night, even though it isn't an everyday thing, and they went to sleep. All right, there's quite a few sentences after that, but let's touch base on that one first. First off, what happened that evening? I had taken my break at 6 from work like usual. I call the kids on every break I get and as often as I possibly can. Called the kids at 6. They had said they were getting ready for bed. We talked about their day, their school, if they got their schoolwork done, what they were doing for dinner, regular stuff. And me and the mother had discussed we had planned for over a week on this night to be able to. We were going to talk about the taxes. We're coming up on first of the year at this point. Let's talk about the taxes, what we're going to do. And I tried to talk to her about it several times. She had said, no, I'm too busy. That's fine, whatever. So we had planned on doing that this night that I talked to the kids. And so after I got phone with the kids, I texted her. I said, all right, well, after you get the kids laid down at 8, which is their bedtime, we can I'll give you a call. All right, I'll take an early break and I'll talk to you about what we're gonna do with the taxes and whatever else. And she had said okay at that point. So 8 o'clock rolls around. She had said that the kids were very fussy, not feeling good. And I said, okay. Well, I've been trying to talk to you, but we're going on a week now, so we need to discuss this. She said, well, Peyton and Rylan are being pretty fussy. I don't think we can talk about it tonight. They're not feeling good. My mom, who is the nanny, I guess you could call her, she lives right behind the house. So I told her, I said, I'll give mom a call. She can come out and help with the kids. She lives right behind us. Or her, sorry. She lives right behind her. She can come over, watch the kids for a minute, and we can discuss the taxes. Not a big deal. Trish told me... She told me no. We will discuss it when I have time. But, well, I've been planning on this for a week. I tried to talk to you about it several different times. It's not a big deal to have my mom come over, who lives right behind you. Come over, watch the kids, get them settled down. You had said they were sick and being fussy. She'll take care of it. You and I can talk on the phone about taxes. She said, no, not going to do that. Quit being controlling. Okay. Well, I had already talked to my mom at that point. Mom went over there. And at the same time I was on the phone with her, she texted me and said, nobody's here. I said, well, I just talked to the kids a little bit ago. And she was laying them down for bed because they were sick. What do you mean they're not there? She said, nobody's here. I'm standing in the house. There's nobody here. It's like, okay. All right, well, let's get to the bottom of this. She just said that they're being fussy and sick. So I give her a call. She said, quit being so controlling. You're not my boss. You're not the boss of me. Whatever else. Just kept going on. I said, it is 9:30 at night now. It's a Thursday. It's an hour and a half past the kids' bedtime. Where are they? What are you doing? She said, it's none of my business. It's none of your concern. At that point, I replied with, when it comes to the children, of course I want to know where they're at. Why are you lying to me? What's going on? This is ridiculous. And she continued to say that I'm not the boss, I'm not in charge of her, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. I called. I pressed send and end. I had a headset on. I'm at work. I pressed send and end and pressed send and end. She wouldn't answer. Yes. Did I call a lot? Yeah, I did. I'm trying to get to the bottom of where our kids are at. I have no freaking idea at this point. Of course I'm scared. I'll dip into the history a little bit here in a second. For obvious reasons. There's no reason to lie to that extent. And to think somebody needs a restraining order because I press send and end on my phone to try to figure out where the kids are? Absolutely ridiculous. Guess what? She got the restraining order. I'm 1,000 miles away. I asked where the kids were and what they were doing on a school night. I guess that is grounds for a restraining order. You can call me what you want to. I know why I left. I know for a fact that if I was within driving distance of that woman, I would be in prison or dead at this point. If she can pull this kind of crap from 1,000 miles away, trust me when I say, if I was there, I would be in jail. We'll jump back a little bit here, real quick. I've been dating this beautiful woman, amazing mom, great person. I've been dating her for about a year now. My kid's mom would not even let me talk to my children on the phone unless her and her daughter were gone. They weren't even allowed in the same room for me to talk to our kids. I followed her rules 100%. To the T. We had discussed as parents that if, this breakup sucks, all breakups do, but if we're going to be seeing other people, that we're going to have to obviously make sure it's a serious thing and work into that and discuss it for our kids. I followed all of her rules. I feel like they were stupid. Whatever. My girlfriend agreed. And she'll step into the other room if I'm going to be calling and talking to the kids. She did that for over 9 months. My ex started dating somebody in November of last year, 2017. And this was after, obviously. We've been together for quite a while now. And like I said before, we had discussed that if there's going to be another man in their life, that we should talk about it before they're introduced. Day one, they've been hanging out with him the whole time, over and over and over again. Whatever. Lie to me and lie to me. That's why we broke up to begin with. Nothing's going to change. I get it. I have nothing against this guy. For all I know, he could be a saint. Could be a great guy. So that's November 2017. She started dating him. And according to her, they've never met him, never been around him. blah, blah, which they have. Whatever. Nothing against the guy. Me and her, as parents, had discussed if anybody else is going to be in their life, we should talk about it. Introduce. She has my girlfriend's phone number. They text and talk daily. Not a problem. Aside, she keeps talking crap about me to her. You should break up with Josh. Josh is a bad guy. I can't believe you would take him and whatever. Alright, that's outside of the children. She can talk as much crap about me as she wants to. I don't care. She has this new guy that she's dating in their life. Wouldn't talk to me about it. Obviously, that would piss me off. It's ridiculous. But I found out. I said, all right. I need to... Let me talk to the guy. I would like to discuss, everything with him. He's going to be around our kids. I would like to talk to him, see what kind of person he is. She wouldn't give me any information. I said, that's fine, whatever. Now let's jump forward here really quick to when the kids went to bed and we were trying to discuss taxes. The kids were grumpy and they needed to go to bed, but my mom goes over there and nobody's there. It's about 9:30 at this point. Now keep in mind what I just said. She's got a serious boyfriend. They've been dating since November. Don't know who he is. Never even been allowed to talk to him. Just want to talk to him as a dad. Wouldn't tell me. Ignored my phone calls. I called. I pressed send and end a million damn times. She just continued to tell me it was none of my business. Anyways, so I knew where she was. I knew. She had been dragging our kids over to this guy's house while he was married, during his breakup, all kinds of other stuff. She'd been dragging them out over there constantly. So I found out that she took the kids over to this guy's house about 9 o'clock. Should have been sleeping. Should be mad about that in general. But I called the kids the next day and said, what's going on? I tried calling you guys last night. Mommy said you weren't feeling good. And they both said, yeah, we're pretty sick. And I don't know, be mad at me or whatever. I asked. I said, where'd you guys sleep last night? I was trying to get a hold of you. I said, well, Rylan slept on the floor and I slept on the couch. I said, you guys in the living room? Why were you sleeping on the couch, not on the floor? I said, no, we went to Jared's house. And Peyton, my daughter, she slept on the couch. My son slept on the floor, Rylan. I said, but obviously, I know what was going on. So I said, where did Mommy sleep? She slept with Jared, and they were on top of each other. Great. Awesome. So at this point, this is guy number 14 that I know of. I have it all wrote down. Text messages saved, unfortunately. Guy number 14. This is a Thursday. Our sick children. 9 o'clock at night on a school night. Sleeping on the floor at some random dude's house. Where she's already been thrown out of. Both the kids have been thrown out of there too by his wife. This guy's wife said, you are not allowed around my daughter. They have an infant. Kids got thrown out of there when I was working. That's where they were at. This is on a Thursday. Friday, her boyfriend like I said, I just don't want this to seem like a jealous husband thing, because it's not. You gotta see outside of the box here. Friday night, her boyfriend comes over to her house, and he's sleeping with her. Kids are sleeping in their beds at home. They ask me, why does mommy sleep with Jared sometimes, but then sleeps with her boyfriend's name is Josh also? Why does she sleep with Jared sometimes and then sleeps with Josh? I don't know how to answer that. I can't answer it now because she had a restraining order and I'm 1,000 miles away. And it actually went through. I cannot believe that. I told her, I said, I wanted to talk to this guy, your boyfriend, and, to see what kind of guy he is. He's around the kids. We're working through a divorce, whatever. Just want to see what kind of guy is going to be around the kids. Just like she talks to my girlfriend constantly. Texts constantly. Talk shit about me constantly. I don't even care about that. She can talk shit about me as much as she wants to. It's not going to change anything. I really just wanted to get to know what kind of guy this guy is. What kind of guy is going to be around my kids? Our kids. I hate saying my. I apologize. What kind of guy is around our kids constantly? Simple question. She writes things on this report saying, I'm ruining her job and I'm causing her too much drama and she can't handle any of my drama. Like, bitch, this is your drama. You're cheating on your boyfriend. That is not my problem. I just want to find out who's around the kids and why you can't do anything with them. You can't take them sledding. You can't play a board game with them. You can't freaking do anything. Why do you need to drag them out on a weekday to go get laid? How this restraining order went through, I have no idea. This is ridiculous. So, this BS restraining order goes through. I'm 1,000 miles away. So, they want me to go back to South Dakota. They want me to go back to Pierre, South Dakota, to go to court to fight this. She's asking for a 5-year restraining order. They want me to go 1,000 miles away back to South Dakota in the same town she's in so that she can fight for me not to be around her. Kind of counterproductive, wouldn't you say? I mean, I'm 1,000 miles away. I can't get any further away from this woman. It's fucking ridiculous. Take 3 days off of work. Drive all the way to South Dakota so that we can prove that you shouldn't be around her. What? Like, seriously? Go to her town. Be around her. So we can tell you that you shouldn't be around her. I mean, I moved 1,000 freaking miles away. What else do you need to do? How this shit went through is ridiculous. I can't talk to my damn kids. I can't do anything. I'm working my ass off. I just got a new house. I got a good job. I am trying to be a good dad. I'm trying to get away from this woman so I can get my shit together, which I have been the last few months. Next weekend, I got a 4-bedroom house, amazing backyard, garage, everything. My life is finally coming together. I am so stoked to be the greatest dad in the world, to just prove to my kids that I'm not a pile. I've made mistakes, and being in that relationship was not good. It was not good. We were together for 14 years. I needed to get away from them, or from her. I had to get away from her to be a good dad. I can't have this new house put $1,000 down on a lawyer again. Seriously, a restraining order? I'm 1,000 miles away. What judge would actually okay this stupid stuff? She literally got a restraining order so her boyfriend doesn't find out that she's cheating on him. If she's not going to take a relationship seriously, why would I be okay with it? I would be so happy for her to find somebody that's a good person. And this guy is probably a good guy. I got nothing against him. She's the problem. I don't know what else to say. And if honestly he's trying to avoid me, fine. All I wanted to do was talk to the guy that's in our kid's life. Just like she does with my girlfriend. She talks to her constantly. If she can't follow her own rules, why should I? For obvious reasons. South Dakota is biased towards the mom constantly. It doesn't matter how good of a dad you are. It doesn't matter. Be the greatest dad in the world. It's going to be biased towards the mom. It's ridiculous. She can beat you constantly. Go to court over and over again. Doesn't matter. She's going to win. It's embarrassing. All I have to do is throw more money down the trash. I'm a goddamn good dad. I take my kids out jet skiing and sledding and to the chocolate factories and museums and everything I can possibly do. I teach them. I work with them. I have patience with them. I am a damn good dad. To be put in a situation where I can't even be within driving distance of their mom without getting thrown in jail is ridiculous. I miss my kids. And at this point, I can't even call them. It's embarrassing. What's even more embarrassing is the fact that the guy that's trying to put his own life in the kid's life can't even be man enough to talk to me. He has a friggin' teenager himself, and he can't even be adult enough to have a conversation with the dad of the kids he's hanging out with every day. It's fucking ridiculous. But for this video, probably, I'm going to end up in jail. Most likely. That's just how the system works. Gotta freaking love it. Alright, guys. I could go on with this for hours. I'll probably make a re-up video. But for all the dads out there, keep working at it. Keep up the struggle. Personally, I'm in the middle of some stuff, but I love to feel like this isn't going to be a waste of time. There's a lot of us good dads out there that deserve to have our kids around as much as we possibly can. To think that mom is more important than dad is just... Don't give up. Keep up the fight. Do your best. And if anybody's got any help for me, I'll take it. I'm sorry, I'm not just trying to throw it out there as a whatever post, but I'm working at it, guys. If I can do it, you can do it. Just keep it up.